Good morning, everyone. So, it's been a while since I posted. I don't know. Usually I just feel like I need to post something, so I do. And I haven't felt that way in a long time, so I haven't. But here I am today. And I just watched a video about this. It was a lady talking, which I reposted it. So if you're interested to see it, I reposted it. But anyway, she was talking about the Ten Commandments and how if we look at it at how if we look at them in a different way as they're about us. And I kind of already did that. I just didn't really know how to break them all down that way, and she did it awesomely. So basically, it's about us being good, true to ourselves in all the commandments. And I've been working on being true to myself in all ways since, well, I won't say since, well, I guess since I started my healing journey. I'm just, learning how to do it better. And I feel like it's also like as I'm working on myself, it's getting easier. So this brings me to yesterday. Yesterday I went to see a band at this little bar restaurant place, and I'm sitting there and there's like a guy like kind of a couple seats over from me, and I found the seat, and I was like, is anybody sitting here? He said no, so I sat down. And then there was a seat like kind of next to him, and he was on the corner. So I'm sitting there, and I order my food and all the things, and eventually the other guy comes and he introduces himself and this and that. And so so I end up going outside to vape. And when I came back in, he like rubbed his leg and he said, come sit on my lap. And I was like, no. And I sat down. He was like, what? What? You don't like to sit on people's laps? I'm like, I don't even know you. And he was like, he said something else. And then I just said, that's pretty disrespectful. And he was like, what do you mean? He said, what's wrong with sitting on people's lap? If 20 years ago you'd have jumped on my lap. And I was like, no, I definitely wouldn't have. And so I just sat down and I was like ignoring them. And then he started to try to like have a conversation with me, and I was like, don't talk to me. And he was like, why not? And I was like, because I don't want you to talk to me. Like, I don't want to talk to you. Don't talk to me. And I just sat there listening to the band and doing my thing. And then a little bit later, he tapped me on the shoulder, and I ignored him. And then like all the seats were full. So I was like, that's where I was sitting. And then this lady I know, I don't know her well, but she's nice. And she ended up, a bunch of people left. And I was going to move down because I didn't want to sit by this dude because he was a pig. And they moved down there, and I was like, oh. So I went over and I talked to her. I was like, hey, is it cool if I come sit with you? And it was like still right down from that guy, but I was ignoring him anyway, but So I moved over there, and when I went to move, he was like, I like to look back, and he was like, and I was like, fuck you, dude. Like he was a pig. And I don't know. It was just like, but so anyway, my point of telling this story is that was me respecting myself, because before I worked on myself, I probably would have continued to communicate with that guy, even though I didn't like him. He was being very rude and disgusting. And if he was, and somewhere in there when we were having the conversation, I was like, if you would talk to me like this now, why would I want to talk to you any further? And he didn't see anything wrong with doing that. But the old me would have talked to him because I thought I had to be nice. And I don't have to be nice. If people think it's okay to disrespect me like that, and I continue to, have whatever with them, if I continue that conversation or continue to, I'm not sure of the word, then that's me disrespecting myself. And I was so proud of myself because I did it easily. Like, I did it. I didn't have to think about it. I didn't have to feel bad about it. I didn't feel guilty. I was just like, you're a freaking jerk. And no. And that I can see how much I've changed, or how much, and it's not even that how much I've changed, how I do things, because before I would have felt the same way, but I would have done things totally different. So it's okay to speak up for yourself and to do what's right for you, even though somebody else might not like it. And he didn't like it, but I feel really good that I did that for me. So that's self-care. All right, everyone. Love, peace. Stay tuned.